Yeah, woo to see us while we're chatting, yeah. What the CSS won't say, yeah. Obi papa, we pay Sika, when you're your J, yeah. O papa, Nadia, no, they name way, yeah. When in Sama, me drinking home on the daily and say share. It's my hustle, yeah, for pay me prepare. That she be a mommy baby, say free set. My puppy for take the blame, be me shit share. Muno, he be my puppy where he failed me. His mates been out there hustling since the 80s. So your kids can see better days, find better ways, elevate and make better pay. Rich dad, poor dad, which dad's your dad? Kofi. Rich dad, poor dad. Which dad you born at? You go be.
What's up, yo? This is Views Podcast. Welcome to another exciting episode. My name is Derek.
My name is Jay.
Charlie.
Kojo Cue.
Hey, now.
We'll start this thing.
Oh, make you roll.
Make it roll.
Keep going, man.
Charlie, listeners, for you, our your friend
Our
is
special guest.
Charlie, no, pray no. We must start with the talk shit still.
No.
Nah, keep going.
Oh shit. What's up, yo? This is Views Podcast. My name is Derek.
My name is Jay.
Charlie, welcome to another exciting episode, man. And today we have a special guest in the building. My longtime friend, somebody I want to say I respect. Not that I just want to say, but I do respect him. You know, one of my favorite guys. He goes by the name Kojo Cue. Charlie, welcome to Views Podcast, actually.
Man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Charlie.
You get nice voice.
The voice the inside.
You get nice voice, yeah.
Yeah, man. Charlie,
No homo though.
They guess it like.
Yeah.
They guess it like.
I see.
Yet to see.
Anyways, if you're an added listener of this podcast, you know from time to time we do an appreciation podcast, we did this one called Eshatawale Inspired Podcast. So from time to time we do an inspirational podcast, and this podcast is inspired by none other than Kojo Cue.
Kojo Cue, yeah.
Kojo Cue to me is one of the best rappers of all time in Ghana.
Okay.
Go fight with your phone or something. Yeah, but Kojo Cue is Kojo Cue, man. I first met Kojo Cue.
Oh, you met him?
No, I haven't met him. I'm
Okay.
talking about, listening to him.
Okay, getting introduced to him.
Yeah, it was this song. I've forgotten the song, but the one I remember most is it bears my name too. So Chio Ben Kemi.
Oh, okay. Excuse me, miss.
I mean, it's foul time kakra. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be Kojo Cue?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Kojo
nice,
Cue with
okay.
AI. But I mean, I've listened to Child songs before them, but that is what makes the most, whatever. And he moved on to do a lot of songs. He did a collaborative album with Alec Blim. Sorry, Little Shaker. That's his name. Actually, I know him on some different levels. So, Little Shaker. They did Pen and Paper. That was also a great album. And then he came up with his own album called For My Brothers. And I think we still took an inspiration from that album title, and we did For the Fathers. So we have a podcast called For the Fathers. That inspiration came from For My Brothers album. But today, we just have to pay homage, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. We're actually touching on his track called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
I think he did an amazing job with that song. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is actually a book, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Written by one Robert Kiyosaki. But I can confidently say he did such a great job. He owned that title, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in that song. So basically, Kojo Cue, Charlie, this is for you, bro.
one for you.
And hopefully you join us, and then we do a whole album. Cause you see, the thing about Ghanaian artists is this. I'm not bashing anybody, but the thing is, most people don't really do a body of work. So if you listen to For My Brothers, it was a whole body of work, like a full album. Nowadays, a lot of people like to do singles and you know, but a few people are still committed to the album kind of thing. So you have the likes of Akan, you have Manifest, even Sarkodie has given us, you know, albums. We have Kojo Cue, we have you know, a whole lot of them out there. But I must say this before we continue. Kojo Cue was robbed at the VGMAs. He was supposed to get Rapper of the Year. He was supposed to get Rap Album of the Year. He was supposed to get Album of the Year. Like anything that has to do with the song, Kojo Cue should have gotten it. Except most popular song of the year, obviously, because he was spitting bars.
You mean 2020?
Yeah. I don't care. He should get Rapper of the Year till 2025.
Okay.
You listen to the album. You don't listen to the album.
I listen to the album.
Yeah,
The
man.
album
So
made
it
so
is
much
what it
sense.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call this a D riding moment because we are
Yo, my
indeed
guy.
riding the D. You know
We
what I'm
did
saying?
write more artists, man. This is like the second D we did right, if anything.
Shatawale is official D riding. You know what I'm
Biggest
saying? Yeah, but if you take Rich Dad Poor Dad, I read the book. Low key, I started reading the book. I used 3 weeks to read 3 pages.
Yeah.
And then I gave up. And then I came back to it. I think I used 6 months to finish the book. I don't like reading. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think that was the first book I read from cover to cover. No jokes.
Yeah.
No jokes. Yeah.
So I mean, Robert Kiyosaki did his thing.
Yeah.
But you know, you would have to be a certain kind of person to want to read that book from cover to cover. But I think Kojo Cue brought it to us as Ghanaians, you know, something that we can resonate, we can understand.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and that is what I appreciate about that particular song. And that was the last song, if I'm not mistaken, on the album. Well, the way I downloaded it.
No, it was the first song actually.
Well, the way I downloaded it. Kojo Cue, I'm sorry.
What you do?
GhanaMotion.com. The song they play again, download it from GhanaMotion.com. I did Max say I buy the album.
When you Fireball Cherry.
No, but we stream on most
Yeah, we stream. So I stream on YouTube, and I remember tweeting about it, saying that even though I have downloaded it, I was going to buy it. I haven't bought it yet, but I will buy it. Kojo, you know what I'm saying?
Kojo Cue, me I buy them.
You buy?
Me I buy them.
Yeah, but Rich Dad Poor Dad, man. I've listened to the song. Jay, I know you've listened to it.
Oh yeah, I have a couple of times.
You've listened to it. I'll start from you, Jay. What spoke to you the most about that song?
Oof. Wow. Just put me on the spot there. I mean, I think, first of all, the title speaks for itself. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's it. If you've read the book, you probably get a gist of what the whole music is about. But like Derek was saying earlier, it's the song actually brought it down to our level in the sense that, like, the Ghanaian level, or what's happening on the streets, our level. You made it understand that it's not really about investing. To be honest, it's not really about investing. It's about legacy. It's about what your dad or what your family is leaving for you, and what you are leaving for, like the next generation. So it's just, it's like more or less trickling down. So what generational wealth should look like and what it shouldn't look like. To me, that's what it is said to me. So that's the whole picture that it painted for me. It's very powerful. It's very powerful because it's more like there's so many things that we don't think about, and there's so many things that happen that seem so normal, like debt. Someone leaving all sorts of debt to you. Like, some people, hear them and name Seth. After your dad dies, and they come up to you like, oh, your dad owes me A, B, or C. And it's like you said, rich dad, poor dad. You moving forward as a rich dad will leave you wealth. A poor dad will leave you leave you a burden. So to me, that's the gist of the whole music. I'll definitely delve into it more, and I'll just pass on to.
Nana Kojo, Charlie, what spoke to you most about that song, man?
Well, after listening to the track, I think I could just picture myself and my current situation, like me, my dad, his legacy passed on to me versus other things I see growing up. So, rich dad, poor dad. Rich dad, poor dad. I thought about it like, Charlie, was Kojo talking to me? Like I wanted to put myself into it.
You could feel it.
Yeah,
you could feel it.
Remember like,
and the fact that
the legacies, like
you are Kojo and he's Kojo, and I'm Kojo.
Oh, okay. Straight up,
like
just for you.
Like I tried to find myself in every line that he was bringing out. Like growing up, from the schools we attended, the kind of friends we made.
Good, okay.
And now you think about it this way. Supposing you went to, let's say, the GIS he was mentioning, where would I have been like by now?
Yeah, I mean, he mentions that it's a Saitomponi Nanka International School.
So, it just hits me. It just took me back, way back to as far back as I could remember, and then try to bring it back from those times to now. And I thought, like, is my dad a rich dad or a poor dad? Maybe that's how it hits me. Like, it hits me like, how could somebody's lifestyle he had lived impacted on me like now? Like that's how deep I was thinking about it.
I mean, if you ask me, last week we did a podcast about breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
And we were talking about where we came from and how we are trying to live our lives with regards to our new families as married people and also raising kids.
Yeah.
And I think this particular song speaks to so many things. I look at it from a generational wealth point of view, and Rich Dad Poor Dad, the book actually talks about building wealth and
passing on to the
passing it on to newer generations or the next generation. So with that being said, Kojo actually owned the topic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
He spoke about so many angles to, the book, if I should say. And he made it Ghanaian for us to understand exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And I think for me, for instance, I used 3 weeks to read 3 pages. Obviously, you can tell Charlie the thing I don't really the Bible yet. But listening to that song for those few minutes, it brought everything into perspective. I could understand exactly what he meant by that and why it is important, to want to do more for our kids, to want to do more for ourselves.
Yeah.
And the next generation and all that. And so I really appreciated that song. Like the first time I heard it, look, DKB tweeted on Twitter.
He tweeted on Instagram.
That would be the end, man.
Yeah, so DKB tweeted, Kojo Cue, you do everything. And I think I tweeted the album as well. Because I really wanted people to listen to the album. Now, look, on a more serious note, that whole album can be a series on this podcast. Because when I listened to the song, the first album I listened to that I thought was dope and I thought was worth listening was Onipa Kuma by Akan. Yeah? And I felt that that album should be studied because he never went off key in terms of the subject matter of the album. And it's the same thing when you listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I feel our artists are now, should I say now, Kojo Cue has always been matured. Every song I've listened from Kojo Cue is on point. Yeah. And I feel they are going the right direction, but that's me digressing. The point I'm trying to make here is, Kojo, you do everything. And there was a point that he made in the song. He made wasn't papa sika anya ni sika sen. Okasa sa metimi say unye sika pen. You see, most often I feel Ghanaians try to make you feel bad for your parents having money.
Inheriting legacy cries.
Yeah, inheriting some legacy.
For those of us who are probably like me, what are statements to mean? What you just said. What you thought for train said.
Every day thought you say you get rich, but all I'm trying to say is,
and they help my other niggas out there.
You see, most people, because of player hating, they hate on people, go like, this guy be that about if you poppy money, no be money. Kojo Cue saying that in poppy money, no be money. Saying if you talk like that, they still say you don't get money before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that money is going to be passed on.
And he didn't come to this world by himself. It was through ne papa na who can I
getting the point.
If it's my duty to take care of my children and I decide to build a legacy for them, why
for
would
them
you
to take
discredit
over
my children when they inherit it?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Makes sense.
And he even said something much more. I think it links to this. He said that my poppy failed me. His mates they've been hustling since the 80s.
Yes.
So yeah. So if you are poor now, or it's not if you're poor now. I mean, if you didn't inherit anything from your parents failed you. Because his mates were hustling since the 80s.
Just to get a better future for you.
For his kids to, get a better future. So if you're looking at that kid who is a dadaba, in quotes, you're calling him a dadaba. His kids, his people, or his fathers or mothers or whatever, his parents, hustled.
They hustled back in the day.
What's a good fight?
Yeah, to put something down or to create something, an empire, an establishment for them to come and inherit. I get to the point. So it's linked, and he's from the how he said it is like he was upset with his father that he did not hustle like his friends to create something for him. And fast forward in the song, he also made mention of he knows there's a billionaire in his bloodline, so he is hustling to make $1 million so he can set them up.
Exactly. That was actually what I was about to read. Same thing.
And that thing was so powerful to me. Ni papa sika anya ni sika sen. And my poppy failed me. He should have been hustling since the 80s. And I feel there's a billionaire in my bloodline, so I have to make $1 million so I can set him up for him to make the $1 billion.
I know there's a billionaire in my bloodline. I'm trying to make $1 million here, so I'll go set him up when he comes.
You feel me?
Which is his next generation.
Exactly. And so it's linked. So if you're just there and then you go like, this guy be that about. You don't know anything, so you go blow money. Let me say something. Me and Jay went somewhere. We went to somebody in house, some side. All these kids are Dadaba kids.
Oh, okay. Oh, that side.
Yeah, that side. All these kids are Dadaba kids, and most in quote poor kids or not so fortunate kids go like, yeah, Dadaba, then go fuck up. They'll be chilling and they'll blow all the money. What we saw a bunch of Dadaba kids who were working for how many days straight?
Ooh.
Man,
Charlie,
they were just working
non-stop.
They were just working,
relentless.
And they were committed to what they were doing.
It's almost as if they were living a life like they're starting from zero.
Okay.
Are you
That's
getting the
what it-
point? And
yeah.
these are the supposed that about kids you feel they are going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Imagine
But
what they're gonna left them. Do you understand?
yeah, I
Like,
understand.
I mean, they're hustling. They're making their wealth. They're generating anything that they can.
And they are
So,
creating
I
their
think
own
They're
path.
creating their own path.
What is going through my head right now? The same line you read out.
Yeah.
Can we say based on that, we are now selfish as parents, or quote unquote, like we tend to think more about ourselves, forgetting about generations? Let me break it down.
Break it down, bro.
So you see hardworking people now, like the youth. You see everybody like, Charlie, I'm on my hustle, at the
Yeah.
grind, they find money. Everybody they find money.
Yeah.
They have kids. Oh yeah, they try to make my life and my kid life better. But the investments into that kid now cast up a and a better no. Buying all the flashy cars, taking them to these expensive trips,
Yeah.
all this. But at the end of the day, when it gets to that final time for the child to like break out, there's no foundation because it was all on flashy, the flashy lifestyle. So based on that, can we say most dads are now selfish?
I don't think so. The reason why I'm saying that is, you see, I might say maybe at one point I felt the same way as people, feel about, that about kids. But that's not the point after everything that I've seen so far. Because, they say money buys everything except love, but I beg to differ because love says money they buy.
Money they buy.
Yeah.
Money buys everything. You know what I'm saying? And all you need is the kid to be somewhat a bit smart, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Are you getting the point? And if you're a parent and you decide to, live your life, doing some flashy stuff. I think. Have you heard about success by association?
Well, not like that, but I've heard it before. Yeah. In
Yeah, I
theory,
mean,
but not like that.
If your dad, because he wants to be flashy, takes you to GIS, you're affiliated. You just need to be smart to make something out of it.
Well, not maybe you're taking it a bit too off from what I really wanted us to. Because, for instance, if let's say I have 50,000 CDs and I have a child, now I'm thinking of renting in the cantonments because, in as much as I want to build a legacy for the child, I'm looking at, shall I afford this neighborhood? Shall
Okay,
I
so
my
you spend
paddy's
all
day?
the money
You get it.
renting some
But
space
I
that
was
you
trying to
can't
pull
really
our
afford.
minds to those who struggle now, like selfless. I know I'm not up there, I accept, but I want the next generation to come to be up there. And trust me, it's a difficult thing because if you want to live that life now and you don't have that much resource, yet you want to build that legacy for your child, that's like fighting two different battles with limited resources. So at the end of the day, you have a foundation, small foundation somewhere, lantern somewhere, but you don't have a complete house.
Well, I think that's exactly what Kojo Cue said.
You know,
Feel me.
Dave Chappelle said something like that. Dave Chappelle, he didn't grow up in a ghetto, right?
So,
Yeah.
like you said, he grew up rich enough
He-
to be around, to be poor enough around rich
to
white
be poor
people.
enough around white people. Dave Chappelle basically didn't grow up in a ghetto. He grew up in a white neighborhood,
Yeah.
but he didn't grow up rich like the people around him.
Yeah.
He grew up middle class.
Poor around
He grew
rich
up
white people.
middle class, but he was higher than black people.
Yeah.
But then he was lower than white
White
people.
people, yeah.
So basically, what he was trying to say is, he grew up in a certain environment
Yeah.
that made him not even consider himself higher than black people,
Yeah.
and even higher than white people. So he did all that he could to be able to surpass both races, more or less. So this is someone who has been put in a different situation, in a different ethnic group, but then he still wanted to make something of himself, regardless of his situation. Do you get me?
I can see that, but you see, that is one of the mistakes that we make as young people coming up and being married, having kids and stuff like that. You see, Ghana is all about I belong. I say that a lot. I belong means
1%.
or kakra, but still you want to belong to that. Yeah. So people will go the extra mile to spend what they don't have just to
please who the fuck they don't like.
You feel me?
Exactly.
And then
you spend money you don't like on people who don't give a fuck about you.
What I said, no kwasi ewu ni aba kwasi
Yeah,
eyi.
don't
Ni aba me no kwasi asari
Charlie,
I get to the point, but that's you towing the same line Kojo Cue is talking about, that you feel your kids. So other people are hustling, trying to put their kids on the map in future, and you are trying, or you are blowing the money trying to fit into an environment.
Exactly.
You're not even there yet, you see. And monkeys play by sizes, and the sooner you understand this fact, the better for you and your future generation. It is what it is. Massa, if it is not your lane, don't force it. Put somebody else in that position to be in that lane. But for now, you have to do whatever it is. And that is why I'm saying that this song for me is all about generational wealth. And if you're going to build a generational wealth, you build the wealth with your next generation in mind. So it's not for you.
For you. That's the emphasis. Not for you.
Are you getting the point? It's not for you. But you see, in life, you live 99% of your life for your family, say your kids, but you should have 1% for you. So that 1%, I beg, blow them.
If you're able to be taking the 1%, blow them.
But you see, the difference between the people who they hustle and the people who are trying to fit in is the people who hustle don't make noise.
Yeah, that's a sikenini premier.
They hustle in silence.
Yeah.
But if they hit, they hit. That's the 1%. When they start to make noise. But then they call your corner inside, you're hustling, but you're still making noise. Don't make everybody see your small gains.
Empty barrels.
Guy, make too much noise.
It is what it is, but you can't take that one away from people. People just want to belong. People just... Dr. Omar Johnson said that because black people, or say poor people, are deprived of so much shit, they surround themselves with what they think is success for them to feel that they've actually arrived. So black people buy the Benzes, the BMs, because that's what they think success looks like.
They go out with the white girls.
Go out with the white women.
We've been there.
Yeah,
just to make yourself look like you're you.
Exactly. It's like it justifies their being. You know, that they have actually arrived.
Physicals.
Yeah.
Using the physicals to represent wealth.
It still doesn't mean anything. Deep down, if you are empty, you are empty. Now, he said something to that I really liked. He says, and this has to do with a bit of religion, yeah? Otabil says, make us sow seeds. So the seeds go grow, make we blow trees. Now, okay.
Wordplay. Serious wordplay.
Yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with blowing trees, literally.
Chalet. Rasta man, there's nothing to do with smoking.
It has nothing to do with blowing trees.
What is that?
For real. You see, the thing is, when struggling people, like people who are actually hustling, when they are out there, you have to be motivated by something.
Yeah.
And in Africa, blacks, they say, are notoriously religious.
Okay, yeah.
So one of our best motivators will be religion or God. Now, and we have all these big pastors, and then they sell hope.
Yeah. I like how you said that. They sell hope.
They sell hope. I stand to be corrected, pastors. I'm sorry.
And it's not yo, and it's not cheap.
No.
And it's not cheap.
They sell hope.
And it's not cheap.
It's a fact.
So
they sell
basically,
hope.
all I'm saying is they are hope dealers.
Hope
The biggest drug in the world, somebody will say, is money. Yeah, it's not cocaine. It's
is
not
money.
heroin. It's some people will say money. I say it's hope. That's the biggest drug in the world. Everybody has some hope.
You never get high.
Tried, and people will pay for some hope.
Yeah, they'll hold
And
on.
in Africa,
they'll hold on to that shit till it burns out.
exactly. And because what you don't want is people who don't have hope. Then that means Charlie, everything can pass that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are dealing in hope, and it's just that Otabil chopped the stray bullet in this in this song.
Yeah.
But Otabil is notable. He's
For sowing seeds.
he's big. He's a big pastor, and he's always teaching
Yeah.
people about leadership and trying to think for yourself, and in addition to God's word, and trying to make it out for yourself. So he's saying that Otabo says make us sow seed, and that's one unique thing, or one thing that all the pastors talk about. You sow seeds.
See, all the
You
churches.
sow seeds.
All the
God will
churches.
bless you,
Okay.
and then you reap what you sow. Right.
Just sow seed.
I like the fact that, or I like the way he captured that aspect, because we've had podcasts here where I think I've said that I have a problem with Christians, myself included, saying that, God bless him. God bless him, saying, what did the guy do to actually get a car, buy a car? Like, nyankopon ehia no ato car. Nah. He didn't wake up in the morning, the car was there. The guy had to do something to get the car.
Yeah, true.
So I find it very, I should even say offensive, when I hear people saying, Nyankopon ehia no ato car. God bless him. God bless him, saying.
Well, it depends on the context.
I mean, if he say God blessed him with every day to wake up and get that brain
That's
to
what
go
I'm saying.
make
It
that money,
depends on
it's fine.
It depends on where the person is coming from. Actually, when it comes to religion, it's purely faith. One, it's purely faith, and two, I believe, if I should say, Nyame ehia watoka, I mean, I'm looking at it from, Charlie, you did work, God they keep you, they open doors for you. People are knocking. People have better, status, but they are not where you are. So from religion point of view, when I want to take it from that point, I'm trying to believe, Charlie, you did do your part, but something supreme, they hold you, they push you, like based on what I feel like.
I mean,
And I completely agree with what you
It's
say.
there,
Now, what
100%,
I'm
yeah.
talking about is we are living in a country where they say 70% of the people are illiterate. They don't know much, and you know that the worst kind of people you meet are people who think they know.
See,
So if you are standing in
knowledge
front,
is even deadly cry than no
exactly.
knowledge.
So
Yeah.
if you are standing in front of
Meaning
people who
kakri.
think they know, and then you just spew that out, that Nyankopon ehia wa toka, Nyankopon ehia, and it happens all the time. Like, oh, Charlie, how did you make this money? Oh, Nyankopon ehia me. And people
Yeah.
take it literally. That they woke up, that person just woke up, and there was money.
Yeah.
Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
And then, so those people go back home, and then they are all over these pastors, and the pastors tells them that, oh, yo, come sow some seed, and God will reward you.
Yeah.
Rewardingly, and I'm from the same, like in abundance, God will reward you, and that was the point that he was trying to make here. I think he was trying to make here, saying that Otabo says, make us sow seeds, so it will grow, make we blow trees.
Well, for me, I think that very line, literally, if I should put, let's say, a mango seed down there, I expect it to germinate and bear more fruits. Then I can really, really feed on whatever seed I put in there.
Okay.
That's how I try to understand what Kojo said by Otabel said make a sow seed. So ideally, if I should put something down there, I'm supposed to get in multiples. That's the whole concept.
Yeah.
Nah, you see, I beg to differ on that side, because he followed it up with every rich man we idolize is either drug money, fraud money, corrupt money or God's money.
Good. But if I'm to follow up on what I said, so literally, the whole idea of sowing seed, even in churches, it's fundamentally from the fact that I put in one, just like planting maize. I put in one,
And then you get
I do everything necessary. It grows. I reap more than the one I put in there. That's the whole idea of sowing seeds. So if a pastor should call out, should ask us to sow seeds. Okay, so with the same concept. Okay, God, I am bringing you this based on, and bear in mind, it's based on faith. The religion thing is based on faith. We have people who put huge sums of money on there, and then they'll still go back and work based on their faith. So that's what I'm saying. Religion is based on faith. So now, if I believe, as a believer, like I'm a Christian, I believe God will reward me based on whatever I put in there, and I work hard. I'm supposed to, like, I'm expecting to get something bigger in return based on my hard work. Now, if I do that and I literally get nothing out of it, then that's a rip-off. I don't know if I'm making sense, but
I get what you mean. I understand that, but me, I look at things very logically and literally. Okay, not literally. Sometimes I do figurative as well. But in this context, what I feel Kojo is saying, and Kojo can best explain what he's saying, but what I feel Kojo is saying is, but I understand exactly what you're saying. We work by faith, but not by sight, or we walk by faith, not by whatever. I get that. But I feel what he's trying to say here is, often we hear pastors tell us, come sow seeds, and then, God will reward you. And indeed, there is the faith part. But most people just plant the seed, the money, and then they go to sleep. Most people. And you should understand that most people who are willing to plant the seed are people who are in dire need, like, Charlie, they make a they want to actually succeed, and for those people, sometimes they do it actually expecting something like it will happen. You get what I'm saying. And from his angle, I think from his angle, he's saying that this is not exactly the case. And that is why I feel he followed up by saying every rich man we idolize is either drug money, fraud money, corrupt money, or God's money. Because it's like we take the money, we go sow seeds, and then notable go chill. Because that money, obviously, there's no account bearing God's name that goes to God in heaven. All accounts are has human beings' names attached to it, and it's going to people's pockets. That's one way to look at it, and there's the other way to look at being a believer. There's another way of looking at it. But from where I said, I think he was talking like literally that. Look, bring me money, you're going to succeed. And at the same time, every rich man that we idolize, there's a bit of God money in there. Because really, think about it. All the rich people that we idolize in this country or all over the world. Well, not all over the world. And there's an exception to the rule always. It's either drug money, it's either fraud money. Shout out to number one. Corrupt money.
Or God's money.
We are going to add politicians to it. Or God's money. And the God's money, you see, sometimes when I listen to the song, I feel there's a reason why he added the God's money at the end of it. And if you listen to the song, it was a bit silent. It's like it's the unspoken truth. Something that people want to say, but they can't really say. Because if you do think about it, God's people in this country are really rich. Like, I'm talking about men of God are really
mansions.
Are you getting the point? And it's something that people want to say, but they can't say because they say, touch not my anointed. And I'm not touching anybody right now, but I'm just saying, Kojo Cue said it.
If you could do it, touch.
Do you know, after Nana spoke about the sowing seed. This is taking us back, but after you spoke about sowing seed, I actually never thought about it that way. It was a very very good perspective you gave me. It's so this is how I envisioned it when you started talking. So it's let's say the soil. The soil is God, right? The seed is our faith.
Yeah.
You put our faith in God, which is a soul.
Yeah.
We cover it up.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in there, we have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And then you said you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You have to water it. You have to put the fertilizer. You have to prune the weeds. You have to do all of those things, and then it grows. It's not going to grow today. It's not going to grow tomorrow. It's going to take some time. It's going to take days, weeks, years for us to see the fruits of our labor. And then Derek, you also said corrupt money, fraud money, and all of those things.
I didn't say it. Kojo Cue said it.
Kojo Cue said it. This is to me is like uprooting somebody's maybe say half-grown seeds. You know, I mean the thing has sprouted, and we see a couple of buds here and there. And then you take it, you uproot it from wherever it was, and then you put it where you're supposed to be. Corrupt money, blood money, all of those things, and you're expecting it to grow in where you have sowed your seed, your faith. That's the quick money that we're looking for. So as you're talking, this is what I was picturing, and I just had to say it. So,
but this God's money thing that he spoke about is, I don't know.
No, it be deep. No, that the God's money thing he did talk, it be deep because I'm looking at ideal situations. If you're a true believer, and yes, if you want to go by the principles of the Bible, and if like I'm saying, if you're a true believer, just like the Muslims, not just make we not narrow down to just Christians. Even Muslims, alms giving is like a big deal.
Zakat.
Because they know the benefits they get from it. So that's what I'm saying. If every condition is right, if we are operating on an ideal situation, if I sow that seed, I'm supposed to work towards whatever is coming. I'm supposed to prepare myself. For instance, I want to be a manager of the instant chat and whatever. My qualification now is SSE. Now I go to church and quote unquote Otabo say make I bring some $10,000.
sow seed.
Sow seed. You go get that dream. The only dream in my head now is stand chat manager. But I put $10,000 for Otabo. Bless me. Otabo go chop that money. No, simple. That
Where getting
that
go?
one, if you then will charge you fraud. You go fraud, God save. You know be up there. What the 10,000 I got to open stand
How?
chat MDAD. How? You get it?
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel there are ideal situations, but then I understand where you are coming from, and I think where the song was actually driving at. The ideal situations are there, yeah, they chill to get you into the mood to give. But then when you give, and then misuse. So it's a different. It's a big topic, and
what you're saying, this is where I am coming from, and I think you get my point as well. But the whole thing is, Otabo say make a sow seed.
Yeah.
And you made mention about the fact that it's about giving, and as believers, and we have to give and stuff like that. All I'm saying is, as a believer, as a man of God, or as men of God, if you believe so much that God will take care of you, you should give more. You shouldn't take. Are you getting the point?
As a man of God.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, I've told a lot of people this, that look, I am not against a man of God driving a nice car, but I kind of have an opinion about a man of God driving, a Range Rover,
A luxurious car. fleet of them.
I mean, there are so many cars you can drive which are equally safe and blah blah blah. I'm saying that why buy a Range Rover which you know, or a V8,
or even let's put it this way. Okay, you drive a Range Rover, but why have a Porsche at home?
Are you getting the point? I'm saying that Porsche could have done so much.
The weekend car.
You know, it could have done so much for a lot of people. Like, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't sleep in a nice house, but sleeping in a nice house in East Legon is ridiculous.
You know,
no, I'm saying, you see, I didn't ask you to be there. Or you decided to be a man of God. I didn't say go be a man of God. And if you are supposed to show me the ideal, you know, character, Christ-like behavior, Christ wasn't living in a posh neighborhood. He was born in a major. He was always with the niggas in the hood. That's where he was. So my point here is, as a man of God, as men of God, they are supposed to live life because God has blessed you. But I feel that blessing which is coming to you is also supposed to bless other people. Like, people need it more. Like, you have the direct contact with God, so God blesses you to bless people. So you are not supposed to be poor. You're supposed to eat every day. Your kids are supposed to go to a better school, the best school, whatever. Drive a nice car, a comfortable car. But I'm saying that you shouldn't be a celebrity. You know, then it becomes
fleet of luxurious cars.
Vanity. Are you getting the point?
You see, the thing is, I understand what you're saying. The thing is, we know that, let's say, in quote, broken people come to church, right? They come to church because they're looking for something. Imagine, say, every broken person comes to church with their arms stretched out, saying they need something. They're obviously they're going to the pastor.
They are going to take money.
I need this, I need this, I need that. The pastor cannot put 100 CDs in everyone's hand.
Let me catch you.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. You cannot put.
Say, not that I'm cutting you. I'm saying I'm cutting you. No, but you finish your point.
He cannot put 100 CDs in everyone's hand.
Yeah, it's true.
What he can put in your hand is hope. Do you get me? Imagine if everybody, like, say 1,000 people come to the pastor saying, yo, listen, we need jobs. We need this. You know, we are hungry. If a pastor if he puts money in people's hands, it go good at business.
See, no,
that's why
I've told you
so
this
instead of, I understand, so instead of money, you exchange it with hope.
But I've told you this before. You see, forget hope. We have money. You see, of course, as a pastor, you can't give money to people all the time. It is not
Especially with their
sustainable.
numbers.
You cannot do
You
it.
go good at business.
So all I'm saying, why is it that we have all these monies? You know, people are just bringing in money. People are dashing us money and we choose to build a house. I'll call it a house, or brick and mortar. Do you know how much it costs to build a mega church? I'm saying that money, can't we use it to build a factory and employ the congregation to work?
That's why they're building schools for you to come and pay for your kids to go to better schools.
So you are using my money that I give to you for free without taxes.
To build schools for you,
okay,
to bring your kids to go to that school.
And then I come and pay money like I'm paying fee paying, or even more than fee paying in a government or private school. Is that what you're talking about?
So that your kids will go.
Let me not get because you know I'm going to get worked up over this.
I know you are, but that's the reality of it.
No, that's not the reality.
That's the reality of it.
It's not supposed to be like.
It's not supposed to, but this is what's happening.
No. So are we justifying that?
No.
You're not just. I'm just telling you that instead of selling you hope, they're selling you something else that will make you feel like it's hope, so your kids will get better jobs to do. So you wouldn't come to them and say that you need money.
How many people impress me? I'm a Presbyterian. Are you able to afford Presbyterian University?
I wouldn't know.
How many people are able to afford Central University?
Yeah, you getting the point. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that. You wait, Joe.
I get what you're.
All I'm saying is, okay, that money that you are taking, building another mega church. I'm saying if you use it to build a tomato factory and you employ the congregation to work in that tomato
It's
factory,
far
do you know
better.
what you've done? You've actually empowered them economically. Now that guy who didn't have a monthly salary is going to have one. That guy is going to be the breadwinner of his family, feed his family, have enough to take his kids to school, also spend money in the community, and that community is going to, boost in terms of economic activities. Yeah?
Yeah.
And those guys, all those people spending money in the community, at the end of the week, they will also bring money back to you. So it's a cycle. You see, when we start thinking about money as a cycle, like it never leaves, it just goes round.
Let me. Okay, cool.
Then we can do better. I get to the point.
See, if you remember, I didn't make the submission. I tell you, say, ideally, in ideal situations, it's not supposed to be a rip-off. It's not supposed to be
It's
a
not a
rip-off.
rip-off, is it?
No, now it looks like a rip-off.
It looks like, but it's not.
Well, it actually is, because if you should tell
No,
me
for
to
Christians,
put-
it's not. That's what I'm saying.
No, and it's actually breaking people down, like their faiths down. As in, this is what you taught me. I'm doing the same practice, like I'm going over this thing, and I'm not getting the results you promised me, quote and unquote.
And then is it
Then he tends to
Meja.
What I'm saying is, ideally, we are supposed to go by these principles they teach us, and it makes sense if what they preach and if they practice what they preach. It makes sense. I feel it would be right if you tell me to put my money in here, do this, do that, and then if let's say it's a job or something, at the end of the day I get something, I come back and I reward. Just like Oko Shrine, I'll do this. Malambeka chose but damas ya instant.
So you won't try to say
No. I did talk
traditional religion be
No.
better.
I did talk
Or
say
at least they are more
If-
straightforward.
good. If the way them portray the religion show we or Christianity because we be Christians, if like we they go by the same principles, then pastors are not excluded. So in the sense that maybe 10,000 but to us or Cofex here rich by $50 million. I don't expect you, the pastor, to buy a jet. I expect you to put it back. But as it stands, like you talk, practically, they know they do. Or it be selective. Then go tell you, say, oh, what they do? I go Osu Children's Home. I go do this donation. I go this place.
But
I
you're
go
driving
do
a
this.
Porsche.
You are driving a Porsche. And your congregants can't even boast of.
A
I mean, a
Prius.
job. You get it?
Yeah.
Nti, wakoye papa, let's say wakoye papa, baby. But see if you build the legacy at home, and then from there, it can even multiply and then go into the world like in folds. Like they tend to make it feel like they do. So I just feel that we are not doing it ideally like how it's supposed to be done. Medisika ba, unye sika no odi sika ne yeden. One van go see mega church. Oh, nice platform.
Why
Shelter.
you don't say the pastor to what do they do? He's not earning wages. He's not earning a salary.
Yes.
What is the word for earning?
I don't know. He's earning.
No, they don't end. We are supposed to, according to the scriptures, we are supposed to take care of these people because they don't work. But this is the situation. I know pastors who have given out cars because they felt, I don't need 2-3 cars. I'm okay with one. He didn't ask for the car.
That'd be rare.
It was a gift,
Good.
yeah.
That'd be rare.
Ideally. So now you've given me this world. I feel I don't need it. Maybe
There are
I saw
people
you
who need
bus.
it. Yeah.
Or the first I saw you bus. I have what I me Porsche Panamera or say I me Rolls Royce. Pastor me one Land Cruiser, your Land Cruiser for it be Land Cruiser. I go fit travel with them. So why don't we convert this into a bus for the church? Me and driver and like convert it back to
The community
needy.
is
Yeah,
supposed to help.
Let the people feel, but you get the whole
I
thing.
understand you.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
whole point.
Because
in,
most
in
pastors
Ghana,
That's the ideal situation.
yeah, but you see, in Ghana, banks and churches are supposed to serve as catalysts for development. Not in Ghana. In the ideal situation, banks and churches are supposed
Ideally.
to serve as catalysts for development. But in Ghana, it's the other way around. If a church lands here in this community, everybody will be poor.
Yeah.
And
Of
one
course.
person will be rich or a few people will be rich. Same thing. When a bank lands here, most people are going to be poor,
Yeah.
and most people, a few people are going to be rich. And so, if you ask me what's the difference between a church and a bank, I can't really tell. I can't really tell. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
People don't look at it from this,
From that angle.
angle. But
Yeah.
that's the reality on the ground. If you go to Ashali Botri right now, you go to Adenta, there are churches over there I'm not going to mention. Where you have market women always going and sowing seeds, and they keep getting poorer, and people are buying ranges and building whatever they want. They keep building because
Until you the baby.
I getting the point. But you see, and that's the thing about this song that I'm talking about, the Rich Dad Poor Dad, or even the whole album. It has to be a series, man, because the guy talks so many things. I mean, there was something that he said. You see,
Go back to the chorus, like the hook.
Rich Dad Poor Dad, which one you born, are you go be, and stuff like that.
See, it was the question. Those questions he asked. I mean, think about it. You deep. You get it.
Check this one. He said, "Yawu Kofino, now kita 10. Name what minus 20 and they say me that saying." What he's saying is when Kofi was born, he had positive 10. When I was born, I was at negative 20. So right now, where am I? You see, and for this statement here, I would like to talk to the masses. Most people in Ghana, the gap between the rich and the poor is very wide, and the poor tends to say a lot of shit, thinking rich people no go make them. You did lie your body. The guy came with an advantage. He has a 10. You are starting from the negative. Shut the hell up and learn. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Shut the hell up and learn, because those guys are already gone. They have the advantage already. They went to the best schools already. They were brought up from homes where they were taught to command and not to be timid. They were brought in homes where they were taught to manage people and not to
take orders,
coward and take orders and stuff like that. Those people are way ahead of you. Don't for once think
There should be a motivation
that those people are going to ultimately or in the future fuck up and go and do drugs and drink their monies out. You are lying to yourself. Guy, it is you I'm talking to. I am telling you that you are lying to yourself. No, I can't stress enough. I need people to understand that. Look, that mentality in your head inside, it's all a lie. It's been manufactured, or it's something you tell yourself just to feel better. It is a lie. Guy, work, hustle.
No. I feel say sometimes people just get they tend to get envious about their stats. You get what I'm saying? Say you look at your fellow and already he's been driven to school. He comes with like a pocket money like your annual salary. And it's not any fault of his that he has all those advantages. But I feel if you're on the negative side, that should rather be a motivation, because it wasn't your fault that you were also on the negative side, and it wasn't the child's fault.
You don't choose where you're born.
You don't choose it. So if you're on the negative side, I feel instead of all these negative comments and all this bullshitting and all this,
you should rather
it should be a motivation.
Yeah.
One day, even if I know if you do Makidi for a day like this or more than this, that should be the driving force. Like something should move you. But here you do Charlie, people just be envious. Like, hey, about the narco 2 week or benum week crab, but you get it. Like the positivity in Niho. We are most of the times like negative towards all these people, like, and sometimes we actually, why isn't it my fault? So some of these guys, they have the wealth, but then don't know how to manage it. So now it becomes easier for somebody to say,
then go fish one down.
All situation and based on the lifestyle view. I feel it should rather be a motivation when you're on the negative side. You get it?
Rather look up to them and say,
it should motivate you.
You go figure that
one day. Your Prempe. Now Prempe is not made up of rich kids. GIS is not made up of rich kids. So at least for starters, even though you are not at advantage, your father or your mother has, tried to bridge the gap to a certain level. You go to school where you go follow these rich boys because then they jump walls, go smoke songs and something. It be your mistake.
Yeah.
It be your mistake. That should rather motivate you. Like now, you will school back. By the time we get out, I know you may be trained, like I know the papa will connection you with my friend or uncle. I go manage this work, but that doesn't mean so say when you come out you can't do anything without like any push.
Yeah,
you get it.
Yeah.
So negative. Sometimes we dwell too much on the negative. I feel that people dwell too much on the negatives.
I think people do that to feel good about themselves. With regards to what we are talking about, in that context, people say those things to feel good about themselves because they know they've got it bad.
Well, sometimes it depends on individuals. I know people who will pick a negative situation and say, Charlie,
make money.
Somebody to go come home, then come bash in Popia, then the next time he will come down with his head down. One tough from So it depends on the individuals. Like, how do you take those negative situations? And bear in mind, in as much as Kojo can say, like, and then the fault say it starts with just 10, you start with minus 20. Plus 10, the crown, and you're guaranteed. You know that.
Yeah.
So even though you were born with a silver spoon or you have the head start, if you don't push, basically it's just work. If you don't push, you can still lose your thing.
What you are saying is true. You see, but I'm coming from the angle that people who don't have the same opportunity because of the feel good factor try to say that rich people kids ain't shit and they are not going to be shit. That sort of thing. And I'm saying that look, it's neither here nor there. Why not make the money first? Then you say that.
Yeah.
Don't try to pamper yourself because you think you are doing more. I'm saying that look, that guy he has a head start over you, like in so many ways you cannot even think of. Like
he has never used 20% of that.
Yeah. He hasn't even used. Look, some people clock 30 before they even know they have about $1 million or $2 million sitting in their account. Yeah, and you see the way the world is going now, it's no longer traditional. At first you have to be a lawyer, a doctor. So many certain things for you to make it. Now the world has completely changed. Anything you're making or you're doing, you can monetize it. So whatever that dude is doing, if he's focused enough, if he's smart enough to think of a way to monetize it, because of the backing he has,
connections,
he's gone.
Yeah.
Are you getting a point? So it's like I'm really sending a message out there to people who think indeed rich people kids are going to fuck up. It's a lie, boss. Hustle. You see, Kojo said something about. I think he retreated that point, say that Sika ya adie nyina, Sika nya adie nyina. How did he say it? Sika nya adie. Sika nya adie bia. You see? Yes, he's saying that Sika eye bibia o, but Sika ain't me nye bibia. But don't downplay be there thinking like Sika is not anything. Don't downplay money, cause money actually does something.
Money is money. Man.
You feel me? Yeah. Like Sika emoja.
Yeah.
So don't downplay saying that Gama we cry. Yo, the guy is going. What do you hear? Can kwasi yourself? Man, for here can kwasi yourself.
For here can kwasi yourself. I'm the way. For here can kwasi yourself.
No, on some real shit. Man, for here can kwasi yourself. If you are poor, Yo, try make come. Don't be poor and be saying shit. Make money first, then you say the shit, then you can be justified that.
Yeah.
Oh, he does have the money and he's saying shit. So, for instance, I have a problem with rich people saying money is not everything. Fuck you. Let me make the money some. Then me too, I can say something.
Yeah.
Are you getting the point?
I think so far the top 10, billionaires or millionaires or in the world came from nothing. They came basically from nothing. Just a handful of them came from generational wealth.
Is that right? You see, I that thing there, I don't know all the stories behind them. But for instance, Bill Gates. Bill Gates came from money. I mean, not the money he has now.
Yeah.
But if his mother was not sitting on the IBM board, he wouldn't have gotten that meeting to go and license Microsoft.
Where did Oprah come from?
Which one is Oprah?
For real? Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were talking about Oprah Mini.
Oh, this guy.
Because I'm talking about softwares and you said Oprah, so I didn't know what you're talking about.
And your Google Chrome.
So you see,
if
if the mother was not in that position, we wouldn't have known Bill Gates.
I understand you.
no, but check the story of Trump. I think
He said
I
his-
might be wrong. He said
His daddy loaned him some $1 million.
$1 million,
Aye.
and more like he's even downplaying it.
Yes.
Like, it was just 1 million.
He said
father
his
lent
dad
him.
didn't help him. He gave him
$1 million.
Dabby. But why you won't talk Trump?
I'm just trying to tell you that all these people,
Those are
that
the advantages.
We say
I
that
mean-
they didn't come from anything.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
actually came from something. It's just that they've made so much of themselves
Yeah.
that we think they didn't come from anything.
So basically, we are just
if
saying-
somebody is making billions. Of course, million is small.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, perspective, yeah.
Dangote, people say that, oh, Dangote has made so much of it. Dangote came from a very rich family in Niger.
Loki?
Yeah.
Is it?
When he was a kid, he was already flying private jets, bro.
Hey.
Yes.
Still. I
So
mean,
those people saying that rich kids will fuck up, that's what you see.
oh, that's your angle.
I'm trying to tell you, yo, guys. I'm trying to tell you that don't men phone here and come. Yo, those guys are going to rule you. Look, I'm telling you for a fact that all the rich people you see now, okay, chances are their kids are going to be the rich people in the world when you get there.
True though.
80% true.
Chances. Yeah.
So when I see people talk like that, it saddens me that you don't even understand the way the world works
Yeah.
yet. Sika ya adie nyina, but sika nye adie nyina. But men tina ho nka say sika enya adie bia.
Don't downplay it.
Look, when they say money cannot buy you life, it's true, but it can buy you an extension.
That's true. can buy a pacemaker.
You know,
Can
it
extend
can
that
buy you
heart.
an extension for somebody to sign a contract before he dies.
Yeah.
So I do understand that money is not everything. Family is key and all of those things. But yo, make the money some. Then you start saying that. Don't sit in your
Yeah,
corner and bastardize rich people's kids that they are not going
No,
to make
that's
it.
a lazy
Yo,
man's talk. I mean,
there you go.
that's a lazy man.
There you go.
I just feel it should be a motivation rather than the way we downplay it. So if it should be a motivation, because see, $1 million. If somebody go feed there and talk, say my puppy just give me $1 million.
And look at the time they gave him the
$1 million.
$1
Bro, Charlie, 1 million. Even now, $1 million.
It's still
I
money.
mean, Charlie, it go fit change my generations to come. No, so the whole thing is, yes, what he's saying, I feel it has two folds. They already have the stats. If they work hard, they are gone.
They don't even need to work hard.
And no.
They just
no.
have to be
They need to
talented.
work.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to work hard.
I know,
Derek.
I get it.
So if you work hard, you are gone. That one. But the sweet part of it is they can go. There can't be just one millionaire, like in a world. There are several of them.
Yeah.
So you can come in the hard way, or like they already have the stats.
Can buy away.
It should motivate you. Or you're a millionaire. So like if you work, you can go there. Maybe I don't know, obey 200 million, obey 2 million. But you're a millionaire. I mean,
Thank you.
You've changed something about your future or your generation.
You know, I was doing a calculation. I was saying that if you want to be a millionaire by the end of say a year, 12 months, you have to make $2,000, 2,000 cedis. That's at least 2,000 cedis every single day.
Yeah.
To be a millionaire at the end of the year. If it seems like it's a lot, but if you actually break it down and think about it, it's feasible.
Depending on where you're coming from.
Then your link for be serious.
You can actually do something that will make you 2K every day.
I know, but your link for be serious.
Sometimes, the same way we talk, on the same topic. Say your stats, your background, they influence even your thoughts. See the way you just break them down. Just make 2,000 a day. Just make 2,000 a day. Think of something smart. You make 2,000, save 2,000. By the end of the year, you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
That 2,000 is Obi Papa Bi annual.
Sure, I understand you.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
So the way he was saying it now, like, now 2,000 will be 2,000 yen annual. Already now, my limitation, because when you are dreaming, you have a limitation.
You want to just make 2,000.
You know, like I said,
go over the 2,000.
You understand?
Meanwhile, Jeffrey is here thinking about 2,000 a day. So again, to you, quote and unquote, the poor guy, you really do think that rich people kids are going to fuck up in future when people are thinking about making 2K a day. Does that make sense to you now? Are you getting the point I'm trying to drive? I'm trying to really tell people out there that men phone here can question. This is about the third time that I've said it.
For the first time.
It's very important. Look, this guy is on Snapchat, Kofi Asamoah, Kofa's Media. He says that all the time. Men phone here can question. And I say, dear, brabeji. It is true. It is very true. Yo, Joe, don't be in your corner and think everything like what you think is gospel. It is not. Out here in these streets, out here in other people's worlds, what you think is gospel is completely trash. So Charlie, go job. He's made mention another thing saying 9 to 5 na yedi basic village.
And you're 9 to 5 now. We see
what did I say?
Talk on better.
9 to 5 yeah, this is village.
See, it's deep.
9 to 5 yeah, this is village.
Nah, it's deep. No, but it be
village
deep.
Apartment back when you're saying.
It be deep.
How many apartments in your wall village?
It be deep.
9 to 5 yeah, this is village.
You go job 36 years.
36 million years. And he's saying something deep over there. He's not saying go quit your job or anything of that sort, but he's trying to tell you that look, 9 to 5 it is ideal. Look, the right thing should be said. People need jobs.
Safety.
To survive.
Yeah.
Okay? Because in life you have something they call steady bills. Those bills will come every month, every week, or whatever, how your setup is like. It will come. So you need a steady job to take care of those things. Don't let any motivational speaker tell you he started with one plantain and now he owns a plantation. That is not true. I read some funny thing on he saying that they were beating some motivational speaker when he said that he started with a feather and now he has a poultry farm. You see, it's a
started with a feather. Well, bear my shoes.
porn star.
What even look at us?
No, also real. Yeah, it is true. You need that steady job to take care of steady bills, but if you want to do more,
have to push
So
more.
he gave an example of Villaggio. If you want to build a Villaggio, of course 9 to 5 cannot do that. I don't care if you are being paid 20,000 a month, you are being paid 50,000 a month, you cannot still build a Villaggio. You have to go outside the box.
Yeah.
If you are being paid 20,000 a month, hooray. It means you have enough disposable income to build some sort of capital and start doing things, and maybe you build enough collateral to go make or to go get that kind of money to build a Villaggio. It's all about the mentality. But then 9 to 5, most 9 to 5s in Ghana we know
the funny
doesn't
thing-
pay the money I'm talking about.
The funny thing is, building a Villaggio doesn't even guarantee income, because maybe we are seeing Villaggio as in flashy people living, going and coming. There are several of Villaggio kind of buildings. Room, baby, Obi and Pontim. You get it?
So,
it
even the location, you're talking about location.
So I'm saying you have to be like extra rich to be able to afford say Messi Villaggio, and I'll wait. And this place will develop like 10-15 years time. I can even lock that funds and still live. You get the whole
That's
idea.
long term.
No, I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that's long
Because
term.
if-
If you have the
even
money,
if
you
you
don't have to
build
go and build
Villaggio-
somewhere you have to wait.
No, I'm saying we get people where don't make it no down play. We get people where then buy buildings, properties, like then buy lands, millions of cities. I mean, some million the man wa life changer. But he's so
Invest to
rich.
watch a joint.
Good. He's so rich.
Watch your joint.
Hell yeah.
See, he can be so rich. He go afford say he go get Villaggio. We see Mumbet me. And fun.
Yeah,
How many apartments do we have nowadays? How many of them are occupied? But the owners are still living.
No, that one it be low key.
No. Oh yeah, but I just make like
Yeah, I
the
get
whole
what-
idea be say even if they take cover up something, make people can't live in. Imagine say that be your job. You go into real estate, you put up Villaggio where people know they come. You don't go job. Whether you be rich man, then so if for not say you do extra work like to be able to afford a Villaggio and still say even in Kofan bar, my life goes on. I'm still living this comfortable.
That's one
I mean,
very important point you
Yeah.
mentioned right there. It's true. The fact that you can build a Villaggio doesn't mean that
even
you are
it doesn't even
guaranteed
guarantee success.
So still,
Yeah.
all the guy they talk to, Joe is trying to say, if for work hard,
Charlie,
with
for
guy,
work.
work cool. Is it hustle? Make somebody know give your take your girlfriend over fried rice or whatever.
Fried rice and fish.
Charlie,
With chicken
work,
set.
hustle.
Fried fish.
My brother, go and make money.
Charlie.
No, it's real. So when I listen to that song, Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Charlie be deep.
I don't know if people are listening to it from, the angle I would listen to it from, but the guy tell you everything that you for do. Like he's telling you that the rich people then go. So make they talk shit, yeah? You for put in the work now. Okay, maybe your dad failed you. But what are you going to do? Do you believe that there's a billionaire in your bloodline? So you have to strive to make $1 million so you can set him up to make it. That is what you have to do. Right? Now, when you go to the end of the song, that one he said it plenty. I require we check, the style, the everything. So whatever he is doing now as a rapper, that is why he takes everything serious. Every line, every punchline, every metaphor, everything that he does has to be at a certain level to guarantee him,
The kind of future he wants. Yeah.
the kind of future he wants for himself and
The
his family.
generations.
So he's not joking around these parts. You talk, I'm Charles. I don't know if you talk, but on some real shit. That's what. But he is speaking to his truth. He's a rapper.
Yeah.
So you, whether you're a banker, whether you're a mechanic, whether you're whatever, wherever you are in your line of work, you shouldn't take anything for granted. Like you forgo extra hard to make sure you are the best at what you do. Basically, that's what the guy they talk about.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And to end it all, this one I have to read that. It says, pass it all to your family, accept your sins, make your losses into lessons so they can win. Bro, this thing, in religion, crowd, we talk. There's something about generational curses. Yeah. And people go to church and pray against those things. You see, so as a human being, you make lots of mistakes. You go fuck up. You go do child things, but pass everything on to your kids except your sins. Yeah, so do better. As you're trying to do better, of course you so one or two, but don't pass those things on to your kids. So it's not just about the money. I look at this line as even being a father. Yeah. So in your quest to make money, sometimes daddy is a rolling stone. Daddy doesn't come home early. Daddy is always working and stuff like that. He's saying those are sins to your family. You're supposed to be there for your family, right? So try as much as possible to be there for your family. Try and take those things out, even though you're trying to hustle for their benefit. Don't pass that thing on to your child. So your child also grows up not paying attention to his family. That's how I look at it. Like, I look at it from a very broad perspective. Like, so many things all coming under that line.
Well, in some other context, pass it on. Like, my sins, like, leave your sins behind and then carry. So, for instance, I'm trying to understand him on this level. I don't get money now, but I picture some kind of life for my kids, my generations to come. So what I go to do, make if then come out, then will be better than I was now. Like I was when I was doing whatever I was doing. So more like leave that legacy. Like strive now. Charlie, everything for the money. Do like the legal is like do everything now.
Sometimes illegal.
But that be why. See, for instance, if the way you mention illegal, say at the job for bank.
Charlie, we get party call illegal. Okay. Illegal. Go on.
So at the job for bank.
Yeah.
So anything for the money. Nama de mesako but till mako yisika. You get it?
No, that's rich thievery. That one, yeah.
Good. So what he's trying to say is that you might not be rich now, but it doesn't mean that you can't make your generations rich. So do everything you can, make the money. You might not enjoy.
You might not live a million.
You might not. But your kids can live like billionaires.
Exactly.
So you may not necessarily be a millionaire, but you can be 1,000-year.
Yeah.
I mean, develop something that can just blow up to be.
Give them at least
something
that's
You have to leave them where you were never whatever.
Because so
make it better.
indirectly, if you talk say make you pass on your sins. So just what passes sin man.
Exactly. You have to do better. You have to make sure they do better.
Because if you're making noise now, I don't want my child to be this and I don't want him to be that, and then
do you remember when we did that for the Fathers podcast? We had Oakley and Erasmus.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was part of the podcast or it was before the podcast, like just our normal interactions, where he said, "Mo papa mo hamu." Like if your dad took you to a good school. Your kid cannot go to a lesser school.
No.
You get what I mean? Oakley, for instance, went to Engelbert.
Yeah.
You can't do anything lesser than Engelbert.
Yeah.
And you have to do more.
Engelbert at the time was like top notch.
Top notch. You get what I mean? So you have to do more.
Yeah.
Me, for instance, what you say? If you go AIS, you don't go to make your kid go lesser. You will do better.
Yeah.
You see, yourself, Christian High. 1%. Your kid is not for go school for here. Your kid is not for go school for Ghana here.
But you don't go for it.
That be that thing.
Yeah.
That be that thing. That's how.
So anything low.
That's how the mindset is supposed to be.
Anything low is like passing on your sins.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I get it. Like, if you're striving for you have a bigger picture, but then you still leave like a dirty picture, or say something you cannot even work with for your generations to come. It's a sin you've passed on to them. I mean, what happened?
Yeah.
It's true.
So
You have to do
you
better.
struggle on also by coma just to better the next. You get it. So more like, Charlie,
Yeah, and then
do
they say
something.
Make your losses into lessons so they can win. So in future, when you're talking to your kids, you see, this is how I understand this thing. This is going to be a very really long podcast, but this is how I understand. You see, most parents don't sit down with their kids and tell them the truth, where they came from, the struggles they had to go through, how they learned from the struggles.
Obia Papa differs with school.
What I say?
You know, creating that perfect picture. Like it was all rosy. Like yeah, because we differs. I mean, we na be Bank of Ghana, and I'm do close school and Kenyans and Congo. You get like sometimes you have to be real with them. Like
Exactly.
you will fail some papers, you will trail, but what happens after you trail those papers, or what happens after you fail? That makes you a better person. And I feel sometimes our parents tend to forget those aspects. I mean, they just try to create that perfect picture. I was perfect, and it got me here. So you have to be like upright, like. And life is not perfect. I mean, they will throw everything at you. So it's about how you're able to handle whatever is thrown at you. You get it?
Yeah.
So it's about time. Like they have to be real with, like parents have to be real with their kids. Life is not rosy, but then life has opportunities.
Exactly. And it's okay to fail at something.
Yeah.
It is very okay. People make it seem like, as for them, they never made a mistake.
Go check KFC. Go check KFC. Hey, how many times he failed before he can make them? He make how many years he chop?
You understand? People make it
But
seem
now
like
it's a legacy for him.
people make it seem
the
like they
generations.
never made a mistake in their lives. Everything was rosy,
Perfect,
and then
yeah.
they just made money from nowhere. But that is not true. You
Has
failed
never
at
been.
something,
Yeah.
and then you picked yourself up, and then you moved on, and now you made it. It's okay. Tell our kids these stories, and then let them understand that look, it's okay to fail, but what is not okay is when you fail and you decide to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up
By your bootstraps.
and do more, bruh.
Move the fuck forward.
Yeah.
Kojo Cue,
See,
you do
you
everything.
do everything. Charlie, be deep. See, the song be deep. You go fit think about him in different ways. Like
And I still think we haven't actually done justice
no. I mean,
to the song.
different angles you go fit come up.
I think we still haven't done justice to that song.
I think we need a part 2 for this.
Kojo Cue, if you are listening, the part 2, you need to be present. We would like to interview you
Yeah.
so that you
Good.
share.
How he was feeling. I mean,
Yeah, what
motivated him to put those lyrics down?
That is one angle that I always think about. I think I tell my friends all the time that look, the reason why I love rap music is not because I'm yo-yo. Well, maybe before I was yo-yo, but now it intrigues me how they even come about the subject matter.
Creativity.
How to even start the first line. Like, what is their thought process? How did they say, okay, let me start it with this line, follow it with this line, and then they write that whole thing, right? They write
basically
it,
the
and then
motivations
they are
behind-
able to recite it. I won't say rap it. They recite it over a beat and make it
Poetic.
poetic and at the same
Yeah.
time nice when you listen to it. Like that is just the guy just knows.
I think it's
It be so intelligent.
Yes,
Yeah.
intelligence. I feel most of the times we downplay these artists because we feel that the song comes out and you're jamming to it. I bet you most people don't even listen to the lyrics,
Yeah.
or they just
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
the pattern you're rapping or singing to.
It just
the beats,
vibes.
the
Yeah,
vibe.
it's
Charlie,
just
this
good.
guy be dope, and they like the song. But if you go deep into it, try to understand the lyrics, where they are coming from. I mean, they are intelligent. Trust me,
They are.
They are so intelligent.
Kojo Cue, yo,
Charlie,
if you're-
this be intelligence. Bro.
if you are listening to this in the part 2, we need you. I'll call you myself. I get Kojo Cue number for the longest. I've never placed the
Oh,
call
really? What did you do for
Now
it?
Yeah.
is the time.
because you see, I feel sometimes. Well, okay, it's neither here nor there. But all I'm trying to say is, when he put out the album, a lot of people would like to interview him and stuff like that. And I feel, when an album comes out, I feel you have to listen to it over a period of time to digest it, to understand, the body of work. Because it is a body of work.
It's an album, man.
And if you don't understand the body of work, you can't do justice to such an interview. Like, it's almost a mediocre if you call him and then you have an interview with him.
Yeah.
You are wasting his time. For instance, Breakfast Club introduced Jay-Z. I think the 444 album.
Okay.
Also one of them, an album. And then I think they asked the question, what do you think about all the criticisms about the album? And they said the album just came out and people have an opinion. You haven't even, you have to take time to digest, because it's a body of, you haven't even understood where the artist was coming from. Putting that body of work together.
Yeah.
You don't even know it yet. It has to take time for you to understand exactly what the person was feeling, where he was coming from, to put together that album.
Yeah.
That thing you are listening to it for just 30 minutes or so, and you think you have an opinion.
How many people even listen to
I get in the point. Then you think you have an opinion, all of a sudden you want to. So I felt it wasn't the right time to call him just yet. I needed to listen to it. And Jay, when I sit in my car, I have albums. Kojo Cue is what starts.
Nas.
And then you have the Nas's and all those things. And I'm telling you that, look, at first I said Akan's album was almost like J. Cole. Until I listened to for my brothers. And I realized that, I will never say Kojo Cue is the J. Cole of Ghana. No, Kojo Cue is Kojo Cue.
That's it.
original?
Because what I listened to, that body of work, it's amazing. Just like when I listened to Akan and I said it was amazing. It is amazing. Like, I don't know how he cooked that thing up. But shout out to Kojo Cue, man.
Yeah, shout out.
Charlie, you small righty, right?
Kojo
We told you. It's a D riding moment, man. It's a D riding. It's a D riding moment. For ride up. Yo, respect the Ghanaian hustle. We have a podcast, man. We have to respect the Ghanaian hustle. The guy is putting in work. You listen to the album.
Oh yeah.
I know D ride and better safe.
I know.
I for D ride down some more.
Hold on, we get part 2.
No, on some real Charlie.
It's a deep album. Deep.
People have to listen to this album. I know a lot of people haven't listened to it. Only core fans will listen to it.
Just move away from the whole noise that's going to.
You know what they bore me?
Just listen to lyrics.
If Nicki Minaj born right now, everybody would like go read. Cardi B, they say, is filing for divorce. Everybody is reading about it.
Oh really?
You see?
Already?
Now, Kojo Cue dropped a life-changing album in rap itself, in the industry, in you as an individual, you're thinking, and it didn't generate that buzz.
I mean, those who know, right?
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be so. Like, I mean, I get it, but how did I chance on it? I don't even know. I think I chanced on it when I saw DKB's tweet saying that Kojo Cue do everything, rich dad, poor dad.
Yeah.
And I have to give shout outs to DKB. DKB is one of the few dudes, celebrities in Ghana who support other celebrities.
Okay.
Support your own.
Regardless which camp you are coming from, DKB will support you. If you put something out, DKB will support you. I saw that tweet and then I went to look for the
album.
No, that song. The Rich Dad Poor Dad. I listened to it, I was like, oh shit. Then I got to know that the album was for my brothers, and then Kojo Cue, I go buy the album. I downloaded it. So, yo, man, shout out to Kojo Cue. Shout out to everybody, putting in the work and giving us great body of works.
Yeah.
Keep doing you. It's been a while. Manifest. We are waiting for you. It's been a while. I can't. We are waiting. We are waiting for you. Charlie, M. Dot to dot. M. Dot to dot said that he will grant me an interview. I haven't taken that offer yet. Hopefully he hasn't forgotten, because M. Dot is big.
Yeah.
When we spoke, he was already big. Now he's bigger.
He's
so
bigger.
I don't know. Yeah, but he's always down to earth. you know, and he's willing to support other people's hustle. So hopefully we can get that. Maybe if he drops an album or something, yeah. Cause
I think he even has like works out there still.
Yeah. Plus we are all Medina, you know what I'm saying?
You know, Medina.
Madison, Southside.
That's why Madina. Not even come through for we. Medina. Medina.
Yeah, man, Charlie. If you listen to this podcast to this point, we appreciate you, Charlie. You do everything. This one was a long one, and thanks to you, Nana Kojo Ofori.
Thanks.
You do everything for being here with us. Last we were supposed to do something. We bound you, but today you're here. And Charlie, you do everything. You bring chow, whatever. But put your handles out there so people can follow you, bro.
Nana Kojo Ofori on all social media handles.
Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Nana Kojo
Ofori.
No underscore the inside.
No.
Nana Kojo. Kojo or Kojo?
Kojo.
Kojo. Okay, Nana Kojo Ofori. Charlie, just hook him up over there and get interactive. As you know, Charlie, you know Mario.
Be fire boy too.
I they tell you like Jeffrey, Charlie. Them more than they search. And on some real, they are at the right age. You know, they are actually looking to get.
So why you do on day? You talk about
Charlie. I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know your agenda.
Sorry, Nana Kojo is at the age where he's looking to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ladies, search up Nana Kojo for you.
all socials.
All socials, yeah. And you can get interactive with us as well at Views Podcast on all platforms except Instagram, which is podcast_views. We are on most platforms as well in terms of podcasting. Apple,
Spotify,
Anchor FM,
Anchor FM.
Cast, we are everywhere.
Everything.
Everywhere. YouTube as Viewed Podcast, Ghana. We are everywhere. So get interactive with us. Send us an email at viewspodcast86 at gmail.com. If you want to be on this podcast, if there's something you think we haven't touched on, you can send us an email.
If you have a perspective you think we didn't even brush on,
or even if you want to get on the podcast, hey,
just hit us up.
We are willing to make that happen.
So
get interactive. And if you listen to this podcast and you liked it, good for you. If you did it, good for you as well. As always, we are here to spark a thought or a conversation, and we hope we did just that. Thank you once again for listening, and as always, love God, love yours, and love all. Yeah. And we out.
Every verse for me fire, every style, every guest, every step for me higher, every sec. I require every check, I desire to be set. No time for regrets, man the wire for a while to get some things. Whatever you do, I beg, make you no stress your kids. Pass it all down to family, accept your sins. Make the losses into lessons so they can win and win. Rich dad, poor dad, which dad's your dad? Kofi. Rich dad, poor dad, which dad you born at? You go be